Okay, portrait, personality, a picture of a person that reveals the essence of the subject's character. So completely specific and vague all at the same time. All right, here, hang on 1 second. Let me come back here. Screen. All right. So 48 pictures in this category. And we will look at all of them here. Let me sort by file size. And here we go. Okay. So one to keep it in.
Give me 30 seconds, please.
Oh, you're fine, Bob. Just let us know when you're ready.
I'm at the mechanic screen here.
Uh-oh.
Buried in Windows.
It's the story of our lives these days, right?
Okay, we're on portrait and we're on file size. Okay, ready to go.
One to keep it in.
Out.
Did you say in, Tim?
Good.
Okay. So in.
Out. Out.
Out.
Out.
Out.
Out.
Out. Out.
Out.
In.
Out.
In.
Out.
Out.
3 outs. Yeah. Out.
In.
In.
Out.
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 Angie and Tim, you both were out.
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 In.
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 Out.
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 In.
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 Out.
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 Did you say out or in, Tim?
Said in.
In.
Out.
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 I'll leave it in.
In for now.
In.
Out.
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 Although the caption, I just what is going on?
Out.
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 In.
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 Out.
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 In.
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 Out.
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 In.
Did someone say in?
I did.
Okay. In.
Out.
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 In.
In.
Out.
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 In.
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 Out.
Out.
Did you say in, Tim? Yep. In.
Out.
Out.
And you said in, Tim? Okay.
Out.
Out.
Out. There we go. Okay. So here's our outs. Anybody want to pull anything back in, or are we good?
I'm good.
Okay,
Good.
good. All right. So here's our ins. Is there anything that anybody wants to talk about? Anything that stands out? Anything you have a question about? Read a caption.
There's some beautiful pictures in here, some beautiful light. I really like the ballet girl.
I really appreciate it. So like there is a really interesting mixture of like types and quality of light in this bunch. Because oftentimes, like, you'll see a lot of portraits that are reliant a lot on like that side window light. If you can't like bring a flash into a space, and like the ways that folks have been able to use that natural light is really, really well done in this group.
Can we get the caption on the one in the first position?
This one right here.
I was on the fence, and I think, Tim, I think you're the one that pulled that in.
Trees are reflected in the window as Roger May poses for a portrait inside his house on November 4th, 2021. May designed and directs the photography project Looking at Appalachia. Images can be submitted by anyone who had made images in the Appalachian region each year. Once collected, the images are narrowed down and published into an online gallery. Looking at Appalachia is also a traveling gallery across the United States.
To me, that's an almost, I feel like some of the reflection is maybe too much going on there. That was just, I think, why I kind of leaned the other way. Like I had a hard time kind of really, that whole idea of capturing the essence didn't kind of come through for me in that picture.
The one with the ring light, I get a caption for that as well. Thank you.
Danielle White, 24, sits inside the pink airplane room at the #viral selfie museum in the University District on Thursday, September 2nd, 2021. White plans to have the 19-room venue for taking selfies and photos done for a grand opening on September 11th.
That is a very like 2020 onward. That's a very interesting. That's a very interesting hustle. That is.
I've seen that picture before. That's why I didn't react to it. Not that picture, not that specific one, but that specific situation kind of replicated. I've seen it. We've had it twice in our paper at two different stories, and I just that's like, it's maybe the obvious picture to take, I guess, for lack of a better way to say it. It's not, by no means am I trying to take away from the photographer, because it's vibrant and it, jumps off the page, and I'd put it on the front page or the front of the business section in a heartbeat, right? Like if it's a business story. So maybe that's not a fair way to view it.
I think, yeah, because what got me was like, it's like I wanted that caption because like the whole pink space, and then like even like the texture of the chairs, and there was a lot all happening, and I was just very, very curious.
Living in weird times.
All right. Do we want? Oh,
So what about the little boy with all of the dolls?
this one right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Demetrius D Davis, the 8-year-old CEO of Our Brown Boy Joy, grins as he peeks over an armload of his company's My Friend dolls. The 18-inch plush dolls were created in his likeness, with his black curly hair, a white and tan Timberland boots.
Oh my God, that's so cute. What a fun.
What about the one to the left of it, of that one?
This one?
Caption for that.
Yep. Dr. T. Ford Ahmed, Director of Communications for the Mount Zion Baptist Church Preservation Society, poses for a portrait inside of the historic church next to the stained glass window that has since become the symbol for the organization in Athens, Ohio, on Wednesday, July 21st, 2021.
I think it's easy for portraits to really, focus on someone's face, but I like that this is a step back and you can see the age on the walls.
Yeah, it tells a story.
Mhm.
There's some good stuff in here. Can we get the one of the child in black and white that looks like that they may be sitting in a wheelchair?
This one.
Yes.
Marcellus Mj Whitehead 8 sits in his wheelchair at his grandma's house in Evanston on Friday, November 12th, 2021. In July, MJ was shot in the head and leg while leaving his neighborhood corner store with his older brother. For months, MJ had been receiving treatment at Cincinnati Children's Hospital for a severe brain injury. MJ left the hospital earlier this week, but still requires constant care from his grandmother and mother. Marcella Thompson, his mother, said, "We all wake up." There's quite a long caption here. Can
Yeah.
read what?
I imagine there might be a story coming.
Maybe.
And I picked the woman outside the hospital, and neither of you did. I'm just curious what the caption is there.
Marina Sarase Ferriero poses for a portrait outside of the Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles, California on July 18th, 2021. July 2021, she was hired at this hospital as a translator. With this job, she has high hopes of saving enough money to rent her own apartment. This would allow her to bring her daughter, Kayla, home from Argentina in January 2022. Kayla has been staying with her grandparents in Buenos Aires since 2016, when Marina's husband was sent to jail and Marina became unable to support their family in a stable situation. Marina hopes that they will all be reunited soon.
It's a nice portrait for what is a tough assignment, like if you don't have any access or whatever. So I commend the photographer on that. I don't know if it'll make it to the next round, but it had a nice mood to it.
Do you want to do another round of voting too to keep it in this time?
I think so, yeah.
Angie and Tim,
Sounds good.
with that? Okay. All right. We'll get this out of the way. All right, so 2 to keep it in.
Out,
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 in,
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 out,
out,
out. Oh, wait, hang on.
in,
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 out,
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 in. You convinced me, Tim.
So Tim is out. Kathy was in. Angie, I didn't hear you. What did you
out,
say? Oh, out.
Oh my God, that was a flip flop and a half.
fine.
Out,
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 in,
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 yeah.
out,
I just love this kid. I'm say in,
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 out,
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 out.
out. Okay. Making quick work. All right, so now we are down to 6.
What a variety.
Yeah.
Can I get a caption for I think it's the middle left, the top row, middle left? Yes.
Why don't we just read captions for all of them? Is that okay? For the ones
Yes.
we haven't read yet. Why don't we just do that? You guys are getting them down to like 6 pretty quick, so that's good. Phoebe Congleton, 12, stretches before ballet practice in her living room in London, Ohio on Wednesday, December 8th, 2021. Congleton is a backup Clara in Ballet Met's production of the Nutcracker this year. All participants in the Nutcracker had to be 12 years old because vaccination was a requirement. Sarah Lease, a graduate journalism student at Ohio University, poses for a portrait at Stroud's Run in Athens, Ohio, one of her favorite places near school, on Tuesday, April 20th, 2021. Lease had just been accepted at the Sundance Institute as a 2021 Full Circle Fellow, which is a fellowship to help support Indigenous artists. We read that caption.
Mhm.
And that one too. And that one. Westwood native Alex Spencer, who launched Alex Spencer Reserve Boutique Cigar Company in 2019 from his home in Madisonville, lights the Mansa cigar Thursday, November 18th, 2021 at Blaze Cigar Lounge and Bar in Newport, Kentucky. Spencer's first release, a hand-rolled premium cigar called the Manza, has quickly grown in popularity and can be found locally at Over the Rhine Premium Cigars in OTR, the Party Source in Bellevue, and Blaze Cigar Lounge and Bar in Newport.
That one really embodies the category description to me.
Yeah,
And the color is just, I could stare at it forever.
this is very well executed by that
Yeah.
photographer. You know, it looks, I mean, it could be the cover of, you know, Cigar Aficionado or something.
Right. And then that second one, I could just tell that it had something to do with being Indigenous, without the caption even.
This is such a great example of making a really simple, like really taking a story that, you know, you just have to photograph the person, right? Like there's nothing that they're doing, and just making a really beautiful portrait, like thinking about light, you know, and putting him in the right environment. Like a classic portrait should never be kind of underestimated when executed well.
I love the kid's face among the dolls. I wish it was maybe just a little less like studio setting and more, you know, what his setting is like. But his little face among the dolls is really great.
Agreed. Yeah, I would, that's between the last two, they both feel, if you want to bring the contact sheet back up, they both feel very polished, which is not a ding by any stretch. But a little bit more of the, I don't know the word I'm thinking of here. I think what I am drawn to is things that are kind of seem to capture something a little more, making a portrait that feels more documentary than studio.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not a ding, it's a preference, right? And there may be other people who prefer it the other way around. So they're both those two photos are really well done. But I gravitate towards things that feel a little more natural, I guess. I'm not explaining it right. So
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. And it is a very interesting, like these last two juxtaposed with like the top four, those four on top are all very much environmental portraits.
mhm.
I think there was one that I think made like that last round of voting, and we voted it out. And this isn't like to advocate bringing it in, but like I think it one of them had like almost like a Richard Avedon, like in the American West sort of vibe.
Mhm.
And again, like it's just been very fascinating to see like what people consider to be a portrait. And then like the execution part of it as well. Like there were a few that I almost wanted to bring back in, but looking at these six, I think these are all honorable mention portraits at a minimum to me.
Mhm.
Same with you, Angie, there.
That all 6 of them are? Is
Yeah.
that what?
Mhm.
All 6 would be honorable mention?
At the very least, like that they
Oh,
all deserve
yes.
to be on the screen now.
Oh, yes, yes, I agree.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. Well then let's start ordering a little bit.
For me, the top 3, I'm not sure the order yet, is the dancer, the Sundance Fellow, and the woman in the church. There's a little something going on in each one of those photos that kind of elevate it to that level. It's the light, it's the composition, it's a moment. They each have that little extra edge that I think is above the other 3.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Tim, are there any other ones that are not in those 3 that you would advocate to bring into the top 3?
No, I think I think from a technical perspective, I think the cigar portrait that one is like a almost, but then like, I think what does separate like this one from, I think what's been placed in like those top 3 is that environmental sort of look to it. Because, I'm not saying anybody could go and make that portrait. But it is nice to be able to have a portrait kind of like that, but also to have something that you pull back a little bit so that you can have a little bit more context. But also that's a personal stylistic preference. That is still a very, very well lit portrait.
Yeah.
And amongst the other 2 as well, that boy and all of his dolls, that just it keeps pulling me in. I think that one's also an honorable. I think those last 3 are all solid honorable mention choices. I'm cool with those top 3.
Yeah.
Do we want to move things around within that top 3?
I think so. I mean, I would advocate for number 2 to be in the number 3, and number 2 to be in the number 1 spot. I'm just really drawn in by that portrait. I just think it's really beautiful. I mean, even the little tip of the mountain or hill,
Yes.
kind of leading back down. So I think that this photographer did an excellent job of thinking about the background, thinking about the light. They benefited from that little wisp of wind.
Absolutely.
I mean, but they there could have been a gust that caught her hair, and that's that moment, right? I just think it's so pretty.
You mix that with that sky there and the top third of the frame, the color, all the different colors work really, really well together.
Yep.
And and actually, you mentioned that little gust of wind. I didn't notice that until just now. It's subtle, but it again, it's those little things that help to pull the whole frame together. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Can you see the ballet woman or little girl? And then the woman in the church. I don't know. What do you guys think? There's that it to me, it's real tough between second and third.
I think I like the order. I think I like the order as it is. It's like in a way, all three are kind of reliant on that natural like sunlight or window light coming in. But the way that the window light comes in on the second frame is like there's like a certain like level of like power with it that comes along that I can't like properly like find the word, but like out of like the light is really strong, but it's not harsh. And I think because of that, mixed with something that is supposed to be like rhythmically almost like elegant or beautiful like ballet, and like in her expression as well, like they all I can't put my finger up, but they all work so well together.
I agree. It's the angles. It's the light coming in at that downward angle, her leg going up at the upward angle. There's a lot of movement in that picture, both light and form, that I really respond to. I don't know, Angie, what do you think?
Yeah, it really tells the story of her, during COVID times being alone and needing to practice her routine at home.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like we're getting pretty close to a consensus. So let's go ahead and do a little round of voting. So this one for first
Yes.
Yes.
first place. This one for second place.
Yes.
Yes.
Kathy, yeah.
Oh, yes, sorry.
No, you're good. Second place. This portrait for third place.
Yes.
Yes.
Third place. And then honorable mention
Yes.
Yes.
and honorable mention
Yes.
and HM.
Yes.
Yes.
There we go.
Is that kid really the CEO?